So good morning. Thank you for joining me. Uh, I'm the product manager of mobile products and games at VK. VK is the largest social network in Russia. So we have around 60 million daily active users in web and mobile. Summary. So, and we have great instruments for developers. So the thousands of games are already at VK. Unfortunately, these games are mainly developed by local developers because we missed connection with international game developers in the past. So we'd like to fix it today and answer the question, so how VK can help your game? We have 30 million daily active users at vk.com. It's our primary product, our website. So, and we have 10 million daily active gamers. We have the dedicated section at vk.com, and 10 million people play games at this section every day. So you can publish your game here. And it is easy. It requires just a few steps. First, you need to integrate Flash or JavaScript SDK. If your game was written in Unity or something like that, it's not the problem. You can just use our API without SDK and integrate with us. Second, you need to integrate our payments API. After that, you need just to submit your app to app moderation. It usually takes up to a few days, and after that, your game will be published at our catalog. We're working on a revenue share model, so you get 55% from each game transaction. So just summarize. VK Web Games. We have 10 million daily active users in games section. We have the SDK for JavaScript and Flash, and we have API that you need to integrate to publish your game at our section. And third, we work on a revenue share model. You get 55% from each transaction. So it was just in short, but we have the big documentation. It is rather big, but it's very interesting and useful. You can find it here. It contains a lot of information about how to integrate our API and SDK, how can you use our social mechanics, what we can offer you to promote your app, and some traffic estimates. And we are going to mobile. Today, practically half of VK users are on mobile. We have 30 million daily active users at VK Mobile. And we have the official VK clients for all major platforms, for Android, for iOS, and for Windows Phone. And we also have the game section in this in our apps. So we have 2 million daily active gamers at our sections. It is not as big as web, right? That's because we launched our mobile gaming platform a year ago as experiment, and we selected just very few games to see what happened. But now we are ready to open it to everyone and to promote it to all our users. So you can just place your game here for free. And it is just few steps. First, you need to integrate SDK for Android, iOS, or Windows Phone. You need to make some small adjustments in the interface, like VK login button or something like that, so user can connect their accounts and make game with friends. Third, you need to submit our app to review, and after that, it will be published. You mentioned that there is no any information about payments SDK. So it is because we don't have any revenue share at mobile. All in-apps income is yours, and at the same as all ads income is yours. In future, we provide our own solution for games ads, but until this moment, we don't We don't take any money from the advertisements that you have in your app. So, VK Mobile Games. It's 2 million daily active users in games section. We have the SDK for Android, for iOS, and for Windows Phone. You don't need to create any separate version for your app. You just integrate the SDK for your app, and it appears in our catalog. We have free placements, even we have no revenue share. So also you can see much more information about the mobile games at VK at vk.com/div mobile games. And other question that you can ask us is how to get more users on web and mobile. So we have some mechanics for this. First, we have the mechanics based on social activity. It is requests, invites, shares, leaderboards, or something like that. You can use it. Second is featuring. Our editors pick up the best games in each week. So you can promote, you can be featured. Third is thematic collections. We create the thematic collections for holidays, for special events, and something like that. And the fourth is VK ads. So we have ads for desktop and for mobile. So you can target the audience and have new gamers. So the detailed instructions, the traffic estimates, and much more information you can find here. And also we have the email, but I'll show you later. So just to summarize what I said today. The question was how we can help your game. The first, you can publish and promote your web game at vk.com/apps. The second, you can get installs from your mobile game for free. And the third, you can use our VK ads to promote your games both in web and mobile. This is the email I mentioned below. So please don't hesitate to ask us any questions. Please find a lot of information about how VK is working, how can you place your game to our platform at this address. So thank you. Have a nice time in Tel Aviv. Thanks.
We've got time for questions. Can you say where you're from and the question?
My name is Ron, I'm a developer and working with Unity, but just wondering how important it is to localize for Russian, and following that, what percentage of your top games are English, not Russian?
So thanks for the question. It is extremely important to localize games because our main audience, more than 80%, are Russians, and Russians are not really good in English. And if you don't localize your game, I don't know, I think it can be not really successful here. So, and the second part of your question, I think all or practically all our games are localized in Russian.
Okay, any other questions? So, I have a question. I'm kind of interested in what kind of games you have. I mean, what are the types of games that you're seeing there? What are most successful? What do you see as being successful games working on the platform for your user base, and what works less well?
So we have two different types of games. The first time is rather hardcore games like strategies and something like that. And the second time, the second part is the casual games like Match 3 and something like that, which is also really successful here. It is a different audience. It's like boys and women and girls. But so we have both of them.
Any other questions? Could you tell us a bit about the review process? You talk about the fact that you have to submit the games and then there's a review process. Is there any limitations in that review process? Is there anything that gets rejected? What would cause a game to not make it through the review process?
So we have the guidelines. It's about some technical issues, so how the integration with our API was implemented, and so some basic rules like links, like the advertisements in the apps. I'm talking about the web games and something like that. So you have all the information there. It's really a lot of information.
So it's really technical that would cause something not to be accepted, rather than kind of content-wise. Is there any content limitations?
Content limitations. I don't know. Maybe something about violence, something about copyright issues, and something like that. But it's standard. It's
okay.
Widely used.
Cool. Is there any other questions? Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mikhail.
Thank you.